Good evening, everyone. I am trying to get everything connected. Oh my gosh, everything's working tonight. That's amazing. How are you guys? I've missed you. Um, just trying to do my body right and take some time to get to feeling better. So, anyway, it looks like we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So, I hope you brought some questions tonight. I miss you guys and I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit about the products, answer any questions you might have, and then I've got a couple of things down here that I can demo if you guys want that. So this is your chance. You've got me. So ask me some questions. I know I'm live on Facebook. I don't see any comments or anything yet. So hopefully people can see me. Hey, Susan. Hey, Teresa. All right, so Facebook is working. I can't believe they both are working at the same time. I usually have bad luck. So, hey, Amanda. Hey, Lisa. Awesome, awesome. All right, did you guys bring some questions for me? It's been a crazy day here. We have got winds in the excess of 60 to 75 mile an hour today, blowing my mailbox over, blowing all kinds of things around. So I'm a little worse for the wear today. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. Okay. I see the comments on Facebook and I see them on YouTube. So I'm going to be looking at different screens. I am by myself, so I'm going to try to catch all those as long as I don't go too fast. But if you have a question regarding any of our products, whether they be glass or ceramic, this is your chance to ask away and tell me what you need to know. Okay. Hey, Lori. And we got Rosemary and Cheryl. Everybody's jumping on. Hey, Rose. Awesome, awesome. So, good evening, good evening. Like I said, I just wanted to jump on and say hello and answer any questions you might have. We've got a lot of new people using Colors for Earth from the clay share side of the clay side of the business. We just finished Clay Share Con, and I have been working 24/7 trying to get orders out. We've almost got all of those orders out. So look for your notifications in your emails, and I can't wait to see what you guys create with it. So you need to know how to be you. Stacy says, "You're cute. You're cute." Well, if they clone me, the world might be in trouble. That's all I got to say, Stacy. Patience. Patience. You need patience. What type of brush cleaner do I use? Cheryl asked. So, actually, as long as you swish your brush in the water, I really don't, unless I'm using acrylics where I have to get color out of a brush, I don't use one. You know, Mako has a great brush cleaner. There's different ones, but if you don't have one, just take a bar of ivory soap, and they have those, like little soap holders. And I don't know where mine's at the moment, but put a bar of soap in there and wet your brush, go back and forth across the soap, and you'll see if there's color in your brush, it'll start coming out. And just keep rinsing it and doing it until you don't see anything. But treat it as if, especially if it's a natural hairbrush, treat it as if you would treat your own hair, because that's what you're doing. You want to treat it that way. So that's the best type of thing I can tell you. Hey, Leanne. Awesome. Leanne, I sent your dag liner out yesterday. Just FYI. How would you paint a brindle? All right, Teresa, I don't know what that is. Teresa's asking a question. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, Judy. How are you tonight? Awesome. I can't believe that I'm actually live on both and everything is streaming just fine. Maybe everything got fixed while I was off and away. Now, let's just pray the wind doesn't take out the power, because there's a lot of people in the Dallas Fort Worth area today that are without power, including my youngest son. He's actually still without power since 4:30 this morning when the storms went through, and the wind knocked down power lines, trees, all kinds of stuff. So it's crazy. Okay, so Lisa asked, what is the highest temp to fire the enamels onto glass? So we have used them in a boil, and so that's 1660 degrees. Full fuse is what's recommended. Lowest temperature is 1380 with a 10-minute hold. Okay. And then over on YouTube, Rosemary says, can you put cone 5-6 glaze on porcelain and fire it to cone 6? Well, if it states that it can be fired to 5 or 6, then yes, you should be able to. Are you asking about my glaze? My clear glaze cannot go that hot. It'll craze if you're using it as an overall cover. Okay. Lisa, did that answer your question? And Teresa Berger, I'm not sure what you're asking there. I'm not familiar with that at all. You're probably doing that just to test me, if the truth be known. Hey, Mary. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Did you guys, if you haven't noticed, I had to create a new Facebook page for Colors for Earth. So that is on my page, and I shared the link for it. It's been, believe it or not, 9 months I haven't been able to post as Colors for Earth. So I just got tired of waiting. They're not responding to my requests. So I created a new page. So be sure and go out there and like and share that. That would help me greatly. Okay. And that is me, because I know a lot of people have messaged me and said, are you sure this is you and it's not spam? And I've had so many spammers come onto that and comment, oh, you need to contact so and so and so and so, and I just block them and delete all their comments. It's ridiculous. I haven't had any problems like that for quite a while. So Bobby says she has the win there too in Springfield. Yeah, I think it's all over. It's not helping with and we're kind of in a drought, although we did have rain, torrential rain early this morning. So do I sell stencils for the items you paint? Some of us don't draw. Lisa, when you say stencil, a stencil is and this is a pet peeve of mine, and I'm going to turn my camera down because there's a confusion. This is a stencil. Stencil is a hard plastic where holes are cut out that paint can go through it, whether you sponge on or whether you use a stencil brush and stencil on color. This is a stencil. Now, if you're asking about a pattern, yes, I sell patterns for all of my designs. I've created over 400 over 35 years or so. So there's tons of them out there. But check the blog out, because the blog has any past YouTube and Facebook lives. And if there's a pattern to go with that, then it's right there and you can find the video at the same time. Okay, so there's a lot of free content on my website, colorsforearth.com. Hopefully that answers. All right, let's see. We've got some other questions. So there's a confusion between stencils and silk screens. And I don't know that I have a silk screen back here where I'm at. A silk screen is material, silk, that's been had an emulsion put on it and then an image burned, but you still see threads of a fabric. This is a stencil. There's a lot of confusion and people are mixing things up out there, and it's a pet peeve of mine. It's driving me crazy. So when you ask me a question, I want you to clarify if you're asking about a stencil, you're asking about a pattern, or if you're asking about a silk screen, because there is, all three of those are different for sure. Oh, okay, Marie. Yeah, I don't do animals for the most part. So she was asking about a particular style of dog. In addition to the lilac matte, Patty says, and high fire white, what other glazes have you tried for Myolica? You know, Patty, I haven't tried a lot of them. I did pick up the other day a matte stoneware mat from Mako that I'm going to use. I would say just test it on something broken. You know, take a piece and put two coats of that glaze on and put some color concentrates on top, and hopefully it'll work. Just be careful because they are highly concentrated, and you don't want to get them too thick or heavy. Okay. All right, I'm reading questions. You meant a pattern. So yeah, there's tons of patterns out there. Go check out the blog, and I think I can do this from here, but let's change. So here's the website. So if you at the top in the blue bar is blog, and you can go to ceramic, and this is hard for me to see. Hold on one second. So if you're on blog, you can go to glass, ceramic, brushstrokes, or acrylics. So if you go to ceramic techniques, and I posted a picture of this earlier today on the new Colors for Earth Facebook page. Um, all you do, like here was the lucky brushstroke one that I did for ClayShareCon Prime members on Wednesday night. So you can't view that unless you're a Prime. Oh no, excuse me, that was on regular, so you can view that one because it was live at 5. So you click on, we'll just click on one of these. I can't go back, but I do have some interaction that I can do. So here is the project, and right here it says click here, a brushstroke of luck. So if you clicked on that, it would give you the PDF, and then you have the pattern, basic supply list, color list, all of that. And then I did link you to ClayShare's video that I did this project on, and you click on that, it takes you right to the video. So be sure and check out all those different blog posts. Same thing goes for your glass techniques. If I give you a free pattern, it's on here. It's there. So here's the poinsettia we did back before Christmas. And once again, here is your PDF right there, poinsettia class. So click on that to get your pattern. Here's showing you some of the things, and right there's the video. So check out the blog. Sometimes it's easier to find things. Just find a picture you like and go for it. If you want to learn brushstrokes, same thing. You can scroll down and you can find what you want to learn, click on it, and then go right to the patterns and the video. So Marilyn says she wants the honeycomb patterns. It's on the website. If you just type in honeycomb, and that's the key. On the website in the search bar up here, the minimum, type in the minimum of whatever the word. Don't try to do it exact like honeycomb and bee. Just type honey even. Just simplify it, and you'll find those will pop up for you, Marilyn. Hey, Miss Robin. Okay, I'm looking to make sure I've got all the questions. So, Marilyn, on that honeycomb pattern for that was ceramic. Okay, I have the stencils available that I used. And you can download the PDF, or you can download the PDF and the video. So let me move my keyboard over here and let's just type that in so you understand. So if I type in honey, it starts bringing up choices. And I'm going to click on this one because I know it's it. So here it is. And you have the option. There's a drop down menu. You can buy the PDF, you can buy the stencil set, or you can buy the PDF and the video. Okay. So there's tons of different options. So like here's all the different stencils that come with it. And then here are some of the different projects that I've done with all that. You can do it on earthenware or on stoneware. Okay. Hopefully that. So where is the link for Facebook again? Are you talking, Cheryl, about my new Facebook page? It's on Paula McCoy. It's on my personal Facebook page, and just scroll down. I believe I did that yesterday or the day before, and you can find it there. Britt says the honeycomb is an awesome class. I got the PDF and the video and I'm working on it now. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So, if you don't have the option of taking a class with me, that's a good thing to do. I'm right there with you, walking you through the project. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, all right. The Facebook group. So, yeah, Cheryl, just go to, and I can't do that interactively, but just go to my Facebook page and scroll down to a couple of posts and you'll find it. Okay, Marilyn, you're doing it on glass. So, Marilyn, if you're wanting to do the honeycomb on glass, I personally would do a prismatic textured sand base, because then you can work with the concentrates, you can stencil and all of that on top of it. You just wouldn't add any of the ceramic glaze to your colors. You would use them straight from the bottle. That's a great question though. Okay. All right. Anybody else got any questions? You are welcome. Okay. So what else are you guys doing? Do you want to see the mug that I did the other night? Is there a gold or silver platinum ceramic product? No, I do. I have glass products that you're talking about fired gold because you were used the word platinum. So you're talking about silver, fired silver. No, we don't. I recommend Hobby Colorobia. They have, I used to work for them. That's one of the reasons I recommend them. They actually make 99% of the world's gold. They just private label for other people. And there's different grades of your gold and your platinum fired product because it is pure gold. It's pricey, but I did just notice Glazer's Ceramics out of Lincoln, Nebraska has it in stock. I noticed that on an email they sent out, so that's pretty awesome. Go to their website and pick you some up there. That would be my recommendation. Okay. There's other brands out there, but it's just like anything else. You get what you pay for. If you buy a cheaper one, it may not be as bright, and there's just other things. So think of it that way, just like anything. Okay, so Lori is asking what kind of pens are you using? Which brand and kind is it that you use to trace on the pattern? Okay, great question. I'm going to go back down. So, and I had those out here to show. Isn't that amazing? So, if you're on stoneware or porcelain, you're at a cone 5, cone 6, you can use the Sharpie ultra fine point marker to do all your transfer to your piece. Okay, it'll burn off. It's good to go. You can also use it on greenware on any clay body. Do not use the Sharpie when you're transferring to earthenware bisque. There's something about it. If you paint outside your lines, there's enough of a wax in these days. They changed the formula. It's probably going on 20 years now, where there's more wax in them, and it can repel product. And it'll do it the time that you need it. For a special project, you may have a white line show up. It burns off, but it also will cause the color to like roll off and move. Okay. And then on earthenware, or you can do this on your cone 5, cone 6 also. This is the water-based marker, the Stadler Tri Plus Fine Liner. You can find them on Amazon the cheapest. There's like a pack of, hold on, I've got it here. I think there's 36. Yeah, there's 36 in this. And I think they're like $26. Really cheap compared to the hobby stores, Michael's, and all those different ones. They're more expensive in those. So these have like a Sharpie point to them. Okay, so that's why I like them. They will transfer through the tissue. And let's see if I have one here. I've got some tissue. One second, just in case they haven't. So use inexpensive tissue, and you would lay it over the top of your pattern. And I'm not sure that I have a pencil. Oh, there's one. And let's just say this was my pattern. I would trace my pattern off onto the tissue. And then this is an earthenware tile. So then I would take my marker, and this marker is, I think, used up. That one's dead. Let's try this one. And you would just trace over those lines slowly, and it bleeds through onto the piece. Okay, doesn't have to be a solid line, but the nice thing about the water-based markers is you could go back over that if you want that more solid. You just need a guide to do it. If you're on stoneware, this piece happens to be stoneware here. This was a hand-built piece that I did a long time ago. And we'll just pretend that we're going to transfer. You can use the ultra fine point Sharpie, and it traces through. So that's how you transfer. That's what you needed. All right. I'm glad I got that answered. It is confusing. Hey, June. How are you? Patricia? Hey. I'm checking for questions. Okay. So hopefully that helps you guys. Right? Okay. So here is that mug that this was the example, and then I haven't even glazed mine yet. Here is the one that I did the other night with clay share. Put those away. Isn't that cute? So you learn stenciling, you learn brush strokes. Kind of cute. So I've got to glaze that. Hey Sandy, how are you? And these are two other pieces that I did that I haven't. This is an earthenware piece. This is a piece of stoneware from McCoy. And that's earthenware. So I put the same stencil around the edge. Isn't that cute? So go check out that video, and on the blog you get the patterns, and then I just kind of freehanded this one. I was showing the stenciling with a larger heart stencil. Okay. So check those out. Check out the video. They have them on Dick Blick, Lori says. So the markers, she's talking about the Statler Tri Plus. You like the little dish, Robin, the little plate. It's like a, oh gosh, I don't know what you would call it. You could use it for the mug. You know, it could be like a, but it's not very big at all. I don't even know how, it's like 5 inches, something like that. It's 6 inches. So it's just a little, like a little snack tray, I guess you could call it. Dessert. Hey, Tim. Hey, Ron. How are you? How are you? That was a great idea. Yeah, it's, you know, I just try to do different things, but that's kind of cool. And the nice, and don't forget, here's what we'll do, just tips and tricks, you know, tonight's a lot of this is after you paint or as you're painting, if you haven't ever seen this before, just take water in a fine mist bottle. And when I spray this, it's going to allow me to see what the colors are going to do whenever I get it fired. It's going to brighten up even more, but this gives you some idea with how it's going to change. Do you see that? Isn't that amazing? Kind of cool, huh? Stacy's going to send me a message. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble, I guess. But it's a nice way to be able to see what you've got on there before you, in case you need to add more. If you didn't see, I put a notification out that I'm doing classes at it used to be called the Dayton show, the Ohio show, which is coming up here the second weekend. And I knew I would forget the date. You'll have to bear with me. In April. What is the dish on the upper right? Only outlined, no color yet. You mean this one, Marie? This is an underglaze transfer. And I'm going to show you something on that tonight. I thought I've done videos on it, but it's one of my favorite. Yes, you can pre-order, Janice, for the show. Send me an email and tell me it's for the show, and you'll get a discount for pre-order and prepaying. Okay. Hey, Curtis. So these are the two classes that I'm teaching, and you can do blues with this brush stroke. This is done with the DAG liner, and everybody loved it at the Atlanta show. So it's done with this brush here, showing you how to do different things with it. So that's kind of cool. We do have all the DAG liners back in stock. We were out of one of the sizes, so check that out. So it's the same thing, just 2 different colors. That's all. And this one I added a stencil in the background. So you can sign up, and I'm limited on space, okay, for the show. So follow that link. It's on my Facebook page. I believe I put it on the new Colors for Earth one. So you can either do the mug or you can do the brushstroke piece. Okay. So was that what you were asking me about? Was what this is? I'm assuming. And Stacy, I'll get your message after we're done. Okay. You're going to tell me you're going to come and help me since I've been so busy? Will you be going to the Wisconsin show? I will, Tim. And same thing there. I have jokingly said that, let me get the date. So the Ohio show is the 11th and 12th of April. Before that, I am at the Glass Expo. Let me change my camera back to me. 1 second. So before that, if you need any products, glass, brushes, ceramic, whatever, be sure and get them in um, by like the 25th of March, because I leave on March 31st to drive to Las Vegas. It's an 18-hour drive, and I do the glass show out there the first weekend in April, and I go straight from there over to Ohio. And everybody, I can't believe I did. I only did this one other time, and it about killed me. And it may this time too. And I'm not joking. It's going to be a test on my back. I really shouldn't be doing it, but it's almost 2,000 miles in 3 days I have to drive and then set up for another show. So keep your fingers crossed that I can make it, because my back is still giving me all kinds of fits. So I've jokingly said this is my farewell tour this year, because I don't know what's going to happen with my back. Um, I have degenerative disc in my neck and my low back, and it's a problem. And then my mother's health is declining, and she may end up with me. And if she comes to Texas from Missouri, then I won't be able to travel like this. So if you're out there and you want to take an in-person class, try to do it this year, because I don't know what's going to happen next year. I'm just being honest with you. You love birds behind me. Oh yeah, that one is my son Conyers. That is like I want to say it's a 15-inch charger plate. I painted that all on greenware with color concentrates, and you can find that one out on the website as far as the pattern and the technique. I did that many years, probably mm, 50, probably actually 20 years ago. Believe it or not, that's when I could really paint. No, I'm just kidding. It's one of my favorite pieces. I'm glad you like it, Curtis. No dust gathers under my wheels. No, there won't be any dust. I'm just if you're coming to the Ohio show, I may snag you to help me unload, because I'm pulling a 6x12 trailer full of stuff, so it's gonna be crazy. Been a minute for sure. Yeah. So anyway, it was great. Yeah, Britt, it was nice to meet. It was so nice meeting people in person when I went to Phoenix. That was great. Um, Again, my back was bothering me, but just like tonight, I just put on my smile for you guys, and then later I may scream. You never can tell. So I do my best. I've just tried not to overdo it, because um, with the clay share orders, I mean, we have just been swamped with hundreds and hundreds of orders, and I'm cranking them out. I'm working every night till 9 o'clock at night, if not after, and then turn around and do it again the next day, and still trying to do therapy for my back. You took some of my classes with my mom back in the day. Really? Where at, Jen? Is your mom Pam? Don't make me cry. Love that piece I used to own a Sun Conure. Oh wow, cool. Hey Dorothy, hang in there. You gonna help? Hey, maybe your husband will help me unload at Dayton. There you go. Maybe I can get some other help. It is. Your mama was. Don't make me cry. She was a great artist. Okay, I'm going off of me so you don't have to watch my face. I'm gonna go back down. So I think this is the one that she was asking about. This is a piece of porcelain that I formed and I put on the underglaze transfers. And this is the hydrangea one. It comes in blue and black. It may be other colors. I don't remember. Um, Put it on there, fired to bisque, and then I decorate with the color concentrates, which is kind of cool because the concentrates are the translucent or transparent underglaze that allows those black lines from your transfer to show through. You love seeing how many people. Okay. And I did, before I do that though, I do have a couple other pieces that have texture on them. Um, Let me zoom in a little bit. So let's just, if you're hand forming your pieces, I've got wax on the bottom of them so I can set it directly on the shelf. Let's just take, one of my favorite colors, 151 cerulean blue. So this is the 2-ounce bottle. We have 1-ounce size bottles also. We have tons of kits. If you're a ClayShare member and you haven't placed your order yet, your coupon code is still good through the 15th of March. So you still got 10 more, 11 more days. So take advantage of that. Always shake your colors thoroughly and you'll hear them start, because they're thixotropic, meaning they thicken in the bottle when they don't move. So the moment you start shaking or stirring them, it liquefies them and it just kind of goes up and down. That's why we bottle them in this Boston round, so that it comes up and shakes them really well, gets them liquefied. So I'm just going to put some out and just show you how you can antique the piece. I'm going to grab, let's use a large sumi brush. So this is the sumi brushes. And those of you that have ordered them, okay, Lee, see you later. Thanks for jumping on. We are sold out, but you can still order the sumi brushes with your discount. They just won't ship until we get a new batch in. I had no idea they would be this popular. And we just didn't have enough. I think because I did classes last month and that made a difference. So I added a little bit of water to this and you can just brush it on. I should have looked to make sure I had a sponge available, which I do. I see one over there. So this is on stoneware clay. Just make sure you get it down in all your crevices. And I'm going to do multiple colors here. I'm going to grab my yellow replacement sponge, wet it, and then I'm just going to wipe back. So you highlight the surface. So this just didn't have as much texture here, so it's not going to grab, okay? But it basically stains the surface, and then you can wipe it back or you can leave it. Either way. The brushes are the best. The sumi brushes are pretty nice. I designed those. I'm going to grab 150. I designed them like 30 some years ago, I think it was. I did China painting lessons, and I wanted to be able to accomplish a China painted look with our ceramics, and that's what I came up with, was the brushes. So they're a black squirrel hair, they're a natural hair. So this is the 150, which is the lighter cerulean. It's called light cerulean. And same thing, you can thin it down. So I had somebody on email been asking me some questions about, they had a problem, and I know Stacy has had this happen with her. The 143 sapphire blue can be a pain. Okay, 143. It is so thick and it's so dark. The key word, guys, to my products are concentrates. They are concentrated color. So if they're thicker and they're darker, thin them down some so that you don't have any blistering. Okay. Can you let this wash dry before wiping it back? I wouldn't let it dry too long. No, the longer you leave it without trying to take it off, it's going to stay in the surface. Now, if you had put the gloss medium with it, yes, you could, because you're adding another barrier that's allowing it to stay open longer. Does that make sense? And same thing. Now, you could do all of these colors at once all the way across the dish and then wipe it back. Yeah, you could do that. But do you see how it just gives you a gradation from one to the other? And I had green on my sponge. I'm going to grab that green and take it off. Can you? Okay. Yeah. So you could do, so if I just wanted these two colors, I could go back to the other one and put it, this was the 151 on the edge there. And I'm going to grab some more. Lori said the brushes are the best. There again, it's what you pay for. You get what you pay for. They're a natural hair. So treat them like the hair on your head. Don't abuse them. And they're going to last forever. I've got some that, gosh, I've had for since the beginning. They used to have, if you ever find a set, you may want to hang on to it. They used to have my name on it when I didn't own the company. And I bought the company back in 2006. So 18 and a half years ago. So I've saved back a set for each one of my children. And I told them when I'm dead and gone, they can sell them on eBay probably for a lot of money because they say Paula McCoy. Now, I don't know whether they would or not, but I jokingly tell them that. Okay, so see how it has, you got dark on the edges and then lighter in the middle, or you can go the other way too. I'm going to grab a little bit of the deep cerulean. I'm going to show you another thing you can do with it. Okay, so I'm going to rinse my brush, and just with some water, I'm going to tip into that color. So I've got it just on the tip, and let's say I wanted a darker edge. Watch this. You can just let it bleed out. So it's just on the tip, and let it kind of bleed back into your design as you're going around. And it's a way to frame the piece. Isn't that cool? So it's kind of like floating color. I'm going to rinse my brush again and tip because I had too much of that color in there. I didn't want it to go too much further. But it's like floating color with a square shader, and we're doing it with a round brush. You may have to tip your piece so it doesn't run where you don't want it. But one of the reasons I designed these years ago was my seniors didn't have a lot of money to buy a lot of different brushes that I was teaching at the time. And so I tried to find a brush they could base coat with, they could shade with, they could do these washes, and that, basically does everything that you need it to do, which is kind of cool. What are you saying, Stacy? If I threatened them like the hair on my head, they would greatly be. You're cute. So when you're working on bisque, do you need to fire it before putting clear? No, you can actually put your clear right on top of this. So this is stoneware, and I like, since I don't have a stoneware glaze that fires to a cone 6, I need to show you a different way to do that now that I'm sitting here piddling with it. So let me get the clear glaze. All right, I got too many things here. SW004 zinc free clear, that's your key. Zinc free is the best over the tops of the greens, the pinks, the purples. It doesn't tend to burn my colors out. Okay, that's my recommendation. All right, so this is just a 1-inch little foam brush that you get at the craft store. I'm gonna grab some of that darker color, and you can just walk that around that edge 2 to 3 times, and you'll have a nice professional. You can put it on a turntable. This is just like a little soap dish or coin dish. But isn't that cute? But see how just fading that out a couple of different colors, it makes it interesting. It's not just one color. Then all you're out is clear glaze. So you don't have to, or you could use a Celadon, something transparent if you wanted. But that's a easy way to decorate. And you don't have to know how to paint. You don't have to know brush strokes. Because some people say, oh, I can't do that. So I would just go over it a couple of times. You can even tap on the edge if your edge is a little slick, because they get that way where they just don't want to adhere. The color just doesn't want to adhere to it, so you can tap it on. But if you let it dry, it will work fine. But it's a nice way to get a professional finish to any shape. It doesn't matter what the shape is. Whether it's triangle, a petal shape, round, oval, square, rectangle, it doesn't matter. It gives you a nice finish. Okay, so Tim says, so if I'm using color concentrates, don't use Mako's clear on it. Okay, Tim, are you on earthenware or are you on stoneware like I'm working on here? I do use their glaze if I'm on stoneware. So on this mug here, this is Mako stoneware mug, the Lisa mug, and I used the SW004 zinc free clear. So is that what you're wanting to know? So Britt's, while you're answering me, Britt wants to know, do you ever put CCs on buff cone 5-6 clay? I didn't realize it is transparent, but I have not tried it yet. I've used, I haven't done it on darker clay yet. Now Stacy has used both this glaze and the HF9 from Amico, which is a zinc free clear, and she gets the same result. See, I didn't get the result with the HF9. Mine was it bleached out the pinks and purples. Okay, Tim, I still need to know if you're on earthenware 0406 or if you're on cone 5, cone 6 clay body. I think you're earthenware, like castware. And if so, can you use Mako's clear over it? Yes, you can. Um, actually, on a couple of these pieces, I did it on this one. I've been testing it. I used Mako's crystal clear brushing because, okay, 0406. Yes, so you can use this glaze. I've used it before and it works on top of your 0406 wear. Okay, I think we got that one answered. I was kind of prepared for some of the questions, amazingly. um, if you okay, like I just did this little piece. So here is some other pieces. These are just done with stoneware clay, speckled clay, and these happen to be color strokes that I use, which is our opaque underglazes. They have enough of a frit in them. Can you, I don't know if you can really see you can kind of see the sheen kind of here and there. So I put it on and then I wiped it back. This one might show it. See how that kind of glistens down in where the color is? That's because it had the color stroke on it. So this is the color stroke, which is an opaque underglaze. So it's got a little touch of glaze in it. So if you did a white back, you will get the glossy look there. No problem, Tim. No problem. I'm sure somebody else had that question also. So this is 637 bright purple, which is what this is. This was B mix I was using back then. And this is the 6. So it's pretty close to what's in the bottle, but there again, you can kind of see it glisten down in the crevices where the color is. So I put it all over it, wiped it back, and then I just fired that to cone 6. And that's what I got. Hey, Lucy. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Get better. I know you've had a heck of a time of it. I think you're worse than I am, girl. Okay, so pretty cool. You can get some, I don't think I've ever showed that kind of finish around the edge where you just take the sumi brush and let it bleed on there, but that's a fun piece to do. Okay, I'll set that aside. So if you were working on this one, this is the hydrangeas, and let's just, I'm going to get out. Yeah, it was a doozy. Get better soon. I'm going to put out some 160 key lime, some 161 green leaf. I'm shaking those as I go, and I'll just show you some leaves here real quick. I'll paint as long as you guys want. No, not as long as you want. I need to get some other things done, but I thought I'd just show a few techniques and answer any questions. Maybe it'll bring a question up, you know. Always wet your brush before you start and blot it on a paper towel. That's why I always have a towel of some sort by my palette. And so let's put some yellow out also for our leaves. I might want some with yellow and some without. And I got a drip on there. Okay, so I've wet my brush. I've kind of blotted. I grabbed some yellow And let's just grab this one over here. So I'm just going to kind of tuck that color in. I'm always aiming the color where I want it on that piece or that element, the leaf, okay? Let me see. Let's move it in just a little bit closer. And then I'm going to turn the piece. This is key, guys. Anything I paint, I do this. I'm going to grab some of the 160 without washing the brush, and I'm going to start at the base of that leaf, and I'm just going to pat that color in to get the shape. I'm going to grab some more of the 160, and I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to overlap it onto that yellow so that it's a transition from one color to the other. Okay, without washing, I'm going to grab the 161 and I'm going to add it where it would be darker, which is down next to where it grows from or underneath, and maybe come out half of the distance of the first green. And then I can grab the darker green, the 162, which is super, super dark. You don't need a lot of it. I'm actually going to tap off a little bit of that because it's super strong. And I'm pressing down. Do you see how my brush is all the way down? And I'm just sit it down, mush, 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 walk it to the right and walk it to the left. And look how pretty that is. And your black will show through. Okay, so here is one with yellow on the tip of this guy over here. Kind of cool. You like this dish with the scallop, Robin? This is just like a little soap dish. It is kind of cute. I need to be doing purples for you, right? All right, so let's go over here and do another one. We're not going to put yellow on it this time. I've rinsed my brush, and I'm going to go out here and just start with the lightest green, and I'm patting that on. Now, if you sit and mess with this too long, you can overwork that underglaze transfer, or sometimes being called underglaze decal, and you could move the black. So don't sit there and fuss with it too long. You want to get your color down and move on, because the damper it is, the more chance you can move it. So I'm grabbing the 161, the middle green, and I'm going to add it at the base. Grab a little bit more. Better to go light and then add a little bit as you go. You can always add. It's harder to take off when you're working with color. And I'm going to overlap that into that first one. And I'm going to grab a tiny, tiny bit of the darker green, tap it in, and you notice that I'm aiming the brush where I want that color. I'm not working at it from this way because you'll see a line of dark green. You have to turn your brush. And I'm just kind of creating a V. Now I went out of the line a little bit, so I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm just going to kind of swish that back over and tell it to get back in the fence. Get back inside that line. I don't think it'll make any difference. But see the difference? You've got yellow on the tip of this one, and this has just got the lighter 160 on the tip of that one. It's kind of cool. Yeah, yes, purples. I already got blue on my palette. Sorry, I'm a blue girl. I like purples too, but I am a blue. Okay, and you can add some blue off to the edge of one of the leaves if you wanted. I would just add water, and I could tip into the blue, and I could add that blue just as a little highlight. It's almost like the sun is causing the flower to reflect on it. Then when you're doing your petals, start with the lighter blue. This is 150, and you can use this small sumi, or you can switch and go to the mini sumi if you need to. So I'm going to just tap that in, tap it in on the tip of that one. We could do multicolors on this one and tap it in there. Okay, so you've got the lighter color on it. Let's add just a tad bit more there. And now I'm going to go into the 151, and I'm going to add it near the center, because that's where it would be darker, where the petals are gathered up to create the shading. This one lays behind, so I went behind that, and let's get that one in there. So I'm constantly turning my pieces I'm working. I want to make it comfortable to me, and I always want to aim or tuck my brush where it's going. I can rinse my brush, And then I'm going to add a little bit of that yellow on the center. All right, Stacy's asking, do you ever put colors in your palette back into the bottles? I think you know the answer to that, Miss Stacy, but thanks for that question. And that is a question that comes up. No, I don't. Because I've been in water. I didn't rinse between my colors. So chances are it's contaminated. Now, if it's your product and your bottles and you want to put it back in there, I can't stop you from doing that, but I wouldn't recommend it. What you can do is you can use press and seal from your kitchen and press it down around your palette, and then um, put like a damp sponge, or you could put a damp paper towel and put it in a Ziploc bag, and that's going to keep it for a while. And then just add a little bit of water on your brush to reconstitute it if you want to try to do that. But I would not, I personally would not, definitely wouldn't put it back in my bottles. No way. But that's me. And I won't let, when they're in class, I won't let them do that either. Because, like you said, you don't know what they've done, what colors, their brushes. Now, this one, I lost some of the underglaze transfer here, but I'm going to fake it and pretend like it's there. Nobody will ever know. And that one's behind. It's going a different direction. It's like one that's laying underneath, that's underneath this petal. Then I'm going to go into the middle color. So that would be your choice, Stacy, if you put it back in the bottle. But do you see, you don't have to have a lot of skill to do that. You're just mushing the color on there. And I've got tons of videos showing you different techniques. There's multiple videos out there on this particular one. I love this underglaze transfer. I'm grabbing a little bit of that dark or the deep cerulean 152. And you can have some that don't have it and then some that do. You know, you don't have to have it on everything. This one's behind, so I'm going to add a little bit more to that. Kind of cool. If you can't make it, fake it. Tim says that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's go back and do another leaf here. Get this one that's underneath here. So the Sumi brushes are, they come in 4 sizes. They are really soft because they're a black squirrel hair. I'll show you the 4 sizes. Okay, so those are your 4 sizes: large, medium, small, and mini. It's almost like color, but it is with the transfer. It is. So if you can do a good underglaze transfer and do this method, why not? Why not do it? It's a great way, and people will think, oh my gosh, you're a wonderful artist, and they'll have no idea that you didn't do all those lines. Now, I do have something exciting to tell you. We released it at the Atlanta show, and I'll get to that in 1 second because I want to flip the screen over and show you something, because you may have, I went live and I talked about it, but not everybody watches those. Okay, so isn't that pretty? And you just keep working it till you get the colors that you want. But you can see this one has a lot of the darker color in the center. This one I didn't. So I just added that here and there and just a little splash of color. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can use those yellows. You can use any colors. You could go with the sagier greens, the 163, 164. If you like these type of greens better, you can go with those. Okay, if Britt is asking, if you use your own stencils or someone else's stencils but use CFE products, are we okay to post, or would that, oh, I don't, yeah, you can post and tag me, absolutely. Yeah, because there's a lot of times that maybe you used my product on the outside but somebody else's glaze, you know, on the inside. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I appreciate you asking, though. That's very nice, because a lot of people don't think about that. So let me go back to, I'm going to change over here. Oh, let me show you real quick though. So here is another underglaze transfer. So it's just the blue lines, and I don't remember where this one's from. Maybe Stacy might know. Um, so I fired that to bisque after this was white porcelain again that I hand built. Fired the underglaze transfer on, and then I came back just like I'm doing on this piece here, and I just sumi shaded just like I did the leaves or the petals, and I just shaded with 151, matches this blue perfectly, with just a tad bit darker, and I just shaded it around the edge. I shaded the deep cerulean towards the center, and then I did some hat pin strokes with the deep cerulean just to give it a little pizzazz in the centers of those flowers. So you don't have to do the whole transfer. You can just do parts and pieces of it. Thank you, Jen. An ad came up when you were answering, so I didn't hear. Yes, you can repeat the question. So she asked if she uses her own stencils, like she's made with a Cricut or a Silhouette, or maybe um, you buy it at Joann's or one of the hobby stores, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, whatever, and you use Colors for Earth products. Can she post it basically and tag me or post it on the Colors for Earth page? Absolutely. Just say Colors for Earth color products was used on this. And if somebody asks you where you got the stencil, you can tell them because I can't have everything, and I'm trying to get out of the stencil business. But I do have the ones for the bee for the honeycomb out there. Okay, all right. Let's go over to this one. So that's showing you the transfers there using the color concentrates. If you use the color strokes, which are opaque, you're going to cover up your lines. It's going to be, your black lines are not going to be as black. Okay. And I did on Clayshare Con, I went through and talked about different applications, but not everybody is on Clayshare. So I want to just run through these real quick. So color concentrates are translucent or transparent underglazes. They are true underglazes. They do not have glaze in them. They have to have a glaze put over them if you want them to be food safe. Okay. Color strokes are our opaque underglaze. They have a tiny bit of frit in them, but unlike other products on the market, these are true underglazes. They have, both of them have to have a clear or a transparent. They have to have a glaze put over them to be food safe. Okay. And I've written that there. So I've just shown you pictures of what the bottles look like. They're in a gel base. They glide on the surface really smooth. They don't get chalky like other underglazes that are out there. Um, and then they can be mixed with our gloss medium to do different design and blending work. These are a couple of pieces that I've used stencils on, and the middle one there that's round, I did that. I rolled the stencil into the clay, and then I used just a spouncer, like the little sponge on the sticks, and I sponged the color onto the surface, and then pulled the stencil up, let it dry a little bit, and then shaped it and formed it. You can use it on greenware, you can stencil on bisque, or like the pumpkin, which is a free project on my blog, you can stencil over color that you've applied also to get a more 3D type look of a project. So check the, I think the butterfly and the pumpkin are free on the blog, so check those out. You can antique with the color concentrates or the color strokes. So the rectangle platter up there is a B-Mix. I antiqued it with CS 681, and then I wiped it back, and then I added white color stroke to the flowers because I wanted them to have more white to them, but they had a brown tone, so now I wanted to bring out the white on them. And then excuse me, the other ones are just different ornaments or little trays that I've done. Same thing I showed you first. Put the color on, wipe it back, so you can butt colors up next to each other or do just one color. Okay, Here's showing you different brush strokes. A lot of these are free projects that I've done, or they're free out there on the website. Some have videos, and then the butterfly mug is a purchase class, but the rest of them, and so is the other mug on the right hand side, top right. It's a purchase class, but the rest of them are free. Sorry, I need to get a drink. I prefer to do my brush strokes on greenware because it's easier on the brushes, um, but you don't have to. The color absorbs, and if you're on stoneware, it doesn't matter because it's still going to absorb into your O4 bisque. But if you're on earthenware O4 bisque, the color doesn't absorb as well as it does on earthenware, greenware. So that's my preference for brush strokes. Here's some pieces that I've done as classes and free, just how to do sumi shading, which is what I showed you around that dish, using the sumi brushes, get watercolor effects. There's all different types of things that you can do with them. Any questions so far on any of that? For the mugs, did you throw them? Well, I don't throw, first of all, so no. Or is there a template for hand built? No, I didn't. Jessica Putman Phillips has tons of different templates and stuff. Check hers out. Those mugs I use Mako stoneware. It's just easier for me. I don't have time to, and I've never thrown, and I won't throw because I don't have the strength in my back or my hands to do it. Okay, so you can stamp, and you can stamp on the bisque, preferably. That's what I would do. I wouldn't do it on the greenware, but you could put down a background and then stamp on top like I've done on some of the tiles there. And then on the pumpkin, that was a free project. It's on my blog, and I just stamped directly on the bisque, and that one is a piece of stoneware, if I remember correctly. You can also carve with the technique, with the different products. So put the color on. You can carve through color, which I've done on that banded vase at the top. You can band from one color to the other and get that ombre effect. You can put color on and scratch a design in, which I did on some of the tray. I've got that piece here I can show you later. Or you can wax the piece and then let that dry and carve through it. So there's a lot of different ways. And I've done videos on the ginger jar and the square tile. So those are out there free for you also. These are just some other projects, some of my favorites that I've done using Colors for Earth, whether it be painted on greenware or bisque. These are some different ones out there. You can also do Myolica painting. So the sunflower was done on top of our Potter's Stone buff, which is an earthenware only speckled buff matte glaze. It's wonderful because you can actually bake in the pieces that you use that glaze on earthenware, which is really cool. It's a matte, and then I use the concentrates on top of it. And then it shows you there the bird with the hydrangeas, different ways. I've used the HF, is it 11, I think it was, which is a white glaze, and I've painted on top, or you can just paint on the bisque, and then that lilac matte. So somebody asked earlier, did I paint on it? So the HF11, I have done it. That's a white glaze, and it makes the colors softer. If you look at those mugs with the bird, you can see on the right, it's brighter. The bird is a little less bright on the bottom left. So that's got the white glaze under it. The other one is just on bisque. So there's a slight difference. So if you're looking for more of a muted, that might be your way to go. Thank you, Patty. I'm glad you like them. These are just different blending techniques, whether I blended on the bricks of the olives. That's another free one out there. I did that for Clayshare last year, I believe it was. The others are classes I've taught or purchased. So there's different blending on the leaves, similar to what I'm showing you on the transfer there. And then there's different blends on the pears. That was a piece I did at Wisconsin last year. These are just different, showing you different projects that I've done, whether it be with the concentrates or the color strokes. So If the color concentrate is a darker color, like the black stripes on that rooster, yes, you can get opaque coverage with 2 coats. The darker the color is, it's going to appear to be opaque. It's it still has a translucency to it. If you're wanting something really solid, then you would go with the color strokes. That is our opaque underglaze. Put 2 to 3 coats on, and you've got a solid rim around a piece or an edge on a plate, that type of thing. And I used the color strokes on that blue and white Zen flower that I did last year. I think Stacy took that class. You can silk screen with our products, and these are, I did lives on these also. So you can silk screen in black. I prefer to silk screen with our color stroke black, and then I fire that to an 04, and then I come back and I paint on top of it. That is so it doesn't move on you. Um, if you can do it without it moving, more power to you. Because of the way I teach and I'm mushing the brush and mushing the colors, it would overwork the product and probably move it around. Okay, so now here is what I released at Atlanta. So Melanie from Ceramipix asked me about 8 months ago if she could license some of my designs and drawings and sell them as decals, which is pretty cool. So I agreed. Some of these, the butterfly I did on a greeting card. The hydrangea was on wood. So those are done with acrylics, but we are making these into decals. And then I have some line art there also. So the oval plate with the poppy, and let me see, I think I have that one here. Yes. So I'll show you that one in a minute. Um, that the outline on that piece is all a decal, which is so cool. So you don't have to. Okay, Stacy, this is for you because you don't like to use a brush to outline. Okay, so this is a way to cheat, I call it. But if you want a Paula design or a Paula look, this is a way to do it. So you get an outline of the drawing, and then you would color, you'd transfer a pattern down so you know where to put your color, and then glaze it, fire it, and then come back and put a decal on it and fire it to 012, and it's going to absorb into the glaze and leave just your outline. So that is pretty cool. So Melanie has her information's there on your screen, and I'm going to give you more of that. So these are some of them, like I just showed you, ones that we released at the show. So do you see the yellow on the chickens up there? So it has like a emulsion on it where that is going to burn away. You're going to see just the chicken with the colors or the butterfly or whatever, or the line artwork, either way. Love the decals you're doing with Melanie. Thank you, Stacy. Kind of cool. And glass people, just hold your pants. Um, I've got something going for you too, believe it or not. So I'll be sharing that in the next couple of weeks before the glass show. Um, some exciting news on this same process, but doing it on glass. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. Here is another. So this is just line art. So that's the information you get from Melanie. You get the line art. You can cut them up. It's available in different sizes. And maybe you want to do just a mush mush background and you just want the line art on there. That's fine. Then do that. And I'll show you some pieces here in just a second in person. Okay. So here's some of those colored ones. So the yellow part of this fires away. It goes away and you get just the color on your piece. And these are all full color compared to the ones that's the line work that you would have to color in. Yes, Britt. Britt says she does both glass and ceramic. Just wait. It's pretty cool. It is really cool. So here's just a snapshot of Melanie's website. So showing you that one, you can add it to your cart. If you have any questions, just reach out to her and ask. I do not have these on my website. We're selling them from her as of right now. I may put them on the website eventually, but I was honored that she asked me to join her in this process. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see. So here's the classes for the Ohio show. So whether you do the blue or the yellow and red brushstroke piece or the mug, follow the link that's on my Facebook page, or you can just type in um, Midwest in the search bar and it's going to bring up the classes. But sign up because I only have so many seats available. If I sell out, then I'll ask for another booth. But right now, I'm not going to do that for the moment. I'm going to stick to one. So here is that piece. Is that cool or what? So that line work on here is all the decal. Pretty neat. When Melanie sent me these, she sent me a mask with them. Okay. Meaning she cut a, like on your silhouette. So it's like a mask. You peel it off and you put it down. And so I put the mask down. I did my watercolor and I've taped this. I'm going to have this to show you how to do this. Um, I'll put it out this month sometime. Okay. And then I did the watercolor background. And then I did trace my lines for my petals. I wanted to know where each petal was so that I knew where to do my shading. And same thing on my leaves. Painted all that. I clear glazed the whole thing. Then I came back and I applied the decal. And let me find one to show you. I wasn't prepared for that, but I can do it. So here's a smaller version of it, okay? So it is yellow. You would want to cut it as close as you can get it, and I talk about this in the video, and then you would put this in water, it releases, you're gonna put it down. She has squeegees. You can also use your red rib, or you can get one of her squeegees, and you can squeeze all the water out of it, let it dry, preferably overnight, and then you would fire it to the O12. Isn't that cool? Oh, Julie, you got in both classes. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of people have been doing that. So once again, here is Melanie's information. Ceramapix.com. CERAMIPICS.com is her website. And you probably can type in Paula and it would pop up. So I haven't put these on pieces, but you can see there's the butterfly. So the yellow goes away. Here's the hydrangeas. And like I said, I painted this in acrylics, but I have some really cool things I've done that I thought would make really nice decals. Here's my rooster. This is the one off of the piece that I showed earlier with the black stripe on the edge. And she has it available in 2 different sizes. So maybe you're doing magnets for a show or a necklace. You could put it on a pendant. And here's the smaller ones. So I need to do all of these on some pieces. This is my next thing. I've got to get my clay share orders out so that I can move on to glass, and I only have 3 weeks to get everything done. So here's the different sizes. So she gives you the line art so that you could put it down and transfer that with like a you can put it on tissue and do it, or you can put clay carbon under it and transfer it. That way you'd know exactly where your petals are. And then this was a free design that I gave you out on the blog. It's a yellow and orange flowers with a green background. And this is where that design came from. So that would look really cool going up the side of a mug. Can you see that? Put it on there. Or you could do, around the top as a border. I mean, there's all different, who knows what I'll end up doing. And this is just a little bipetal flower, like a cherry blossom type thing. I'm begging me not to overdo your teaching at the shows. Well, I only had 6 seats available for each class, so I'm trying to keep it small because at the Atlanta show, I way overdid it, and I shouldn't have let anybody do everything. I was teaching 3 different things at once, and I know better now. I definitely know better now. Let me get that other piece I was going to show you. So if you were putting on color, and then do you see here, I carved through it for these little loops. So there's so many. You don't have to just do brush strokes. You can do you could put on color in an ombre just with a big fan brush, and then you could carve a design, transfer a design, and carve it out. I mean, there's so many simple ways that you can do things without having to be a artist. You don't have to be. You have a skill. You just got to hone in and find what works best for you. Oh, Phoenix. Yeah, Britt says, yeah, I definitely overdid it teaching 5 days. Uh, did I teach five, 4, 5? Yeah, and I only had one day in between, so that was crazy, definitely crazy. So, all right, how many people on here do glass? Do I have a lot of glass? The butterfly is, yeah, the butterfly is going to be really cool, Patty. I can't wait to put it on something. How many of you are doing glass? I know Britt does. Do you want a sneak peek, Britt? She's like, yes, of course I do. Right? Glass. Ah, looky there. All right, so you guys see this, right? Are you ready? Look at that. That is glass. I'm going to teach you how to reverse paint. I'm going to be demoing this at the glass show. This is the outline is all done with a decal. Is that cool? And this is on almond and clear. And guess what, Marilyn? This is full fuse, one firing. One firing. Is that cool? Holy crap. I wasn't going to show you, but it's out there. So I will be doing more lives, and then I'm going to have a whole bunch of different pieces that I'll do with the line work and show you how to reverse paint and then come back. So you put the decal on, you flip it over, you do reverse painting, and then you just back it. And I full fused it. 1460. 1460 with a 10-minute hold, Marilyn. 1460. I will have the colored decals at the show also, but I'm going to have the line work and I'm going to be demonstrating this. Isn't that cool? I just love it. To think that we can get that and do a full fuse and not one firing. Yes, one firing. No way, she says. Now I need to get closer to your booth. Well, just come and spend some time with me. You did last year, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll put it up there closer so you can see. But isn't that freaking awesome? I'm quite pleased with how that one turned out. And this was just my first one. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. All right, I'm gonna now I have to go to Vegas. Of course you do. Of course you do. Sorry, I shouldn't have teased you, but I was excited about this. Now I just have to um, I need to get all those samples done now. Come on over to Vegas, Marilyn. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, all right, me. Oh, Teresa, you're gonna be there. Yeah, Teresa will demonstrate. Haha. Teresa's working in the booth, so come by. It's tricky. Your booth is freaking crazy busy. Well, guess what? So Tabitha is gonna have a booth this year. Last year she was in my booth, and Jameson is Schuler is going to have a booth, and we're all right in a T formation. Their booths are like across from each other, if I'm correct about that. And then my booth, so the aisle between the two of them, T's at my booth. It's going to be absolutely insane with all three of us right there in the same area. So get there early, come by, say hello. I just talked to the glass show today, and I'm going to do a demonstration on the stage again. So I'll probably demo this up front. You're setting up a tent in the booth. Okay. Well, we might not have room for a tent, but you know how we are. So I'll repeat myself over and over throughout the 3 days. I just on Sunday I'm going to be tired. I got to get out of there and start driving because I've got 1,922 miles to get to Ohio by Wednesday night, and that's going to be it's going to be crazy, is what it's going to be. So fun. So I hope tonight was good. I just wanted to touch base with everybody. I miss you guys. I'll try to get on next Tuesday night, but don't hold me to it because I'm still working on getting all these orders out, and I've got to get all these new samples, but done. Pup tent, a little one, she says. Okay, all right. Can I get into Vegas even if I didn't sign up for classes? Yeah, Stacy, absolutely. Please, please. Yeah, you just have to pay to get through the door. It opens Friday and Saturday, believe it or not. I believe they did it to us again, 8 a.m. So I will be on the show floor at 7 to prep and get ready for the doors opening at 8. And we are there till 6 o'clock Friday and Saturday night. And then Sunday is 10 to 3, if I remember correctly. You miss me. Oh, thanks, Britt. Like I said, I'm just dealing with a lot of pain in my back, and so I have to be careful how long I sit and do things, because I tend to think, oh, just a little bit more, a little bit more. I can get it done, and I don't move because I'm trying to get everything done, and I have to move because my neck is stiff. I've had pains go down my right arm, and if I lose my right arm, that's my money arm, I call it. So I have to be real careful what I'm doing so that I can continue to share with you guys. So bear with me, okay? Oh, you're welcome, Patty. Thank you, thank you. But yes, Stacy, let's talk. Either call me after we get off because you're 2 hours or an hour earlier. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I got other things I need to do. I got paint to bottle and all kinds of stuff. So thank you for joining me. If you think of any other questions, reach out. You can email me at the email on your screen, or you can go to the Colors for Earth website and click on contact and send me an email. Okay. Thank you, Marilyn. All right. I hope to see you all at the Glass Show or at Ohio. It's Hamilton, Ohio, which is outside of Dayton, used to be Dayton. And I can't wait to say it's been 9 years since I did a ceramic show because I've been so involved. Well, I should say the two ceramic shows I'm doing, the Atlanta and the Dayton, I haven't done those in 9 years. So come and see me because I don't know that I can go next year. It depends on the body. All right, guys. All right. Thank you. Take care. You guys be safe and happy painting. Okay.